Hey everybody, this is Tom, and I'm going to talk about setting up your Lightroom catalog. All right, what do we need? First thing we need is an SD card with some pictures on it, and we need an external hard drive that we can use to create our catalog. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug my hard drive in, and I'm going to plug my SD card in. Okay. And I will share my screen. All right, now let's see here. I'm going to hide that, and you can see that I have my hard drive here. Don't quite have my pictures yet. Hang on. Okay, so on my external hard drive, I don't have anything in there. There's my pictures. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to Lightroom Classic. Come down here to Lightroom Classic, open that, and then what this will do is tell me that the default catalog can't be found. I'm going to click choose a different catalog, and I'm going to create a new catalog. Now, the place where I'm going to create this catalog is on this external hard drive. So I'm going to call this Photo 2. And what it did is it created the catalog. Now, the thing that's different about Lightroom is that it has a database and it knows where your pictures are. So if you move stuff around kind of behind Lightroom's back, Lightroom's going to be like, you don't have anything here. So that's why it's real important that when you set things up, that you want to make that you're setting everything up correctly. All right, so now we can see that this is opened up, and I don't have any pictures here, so I need to put some pictures in. So as long as I'm down here, there's more modules here. I've just hidden them. The main ones we're going to need to worry about in this class are library, develop, and print. And you can just right click to hide those. So first is that we need to put some pictures in here, but I want to double check something first. And I'm going to go to my preferences up under the Lightroom Classic menu, and I'm going to go to presets here. And I want to make sure that I have store presets with this catalog. I want to make sure that that's checked, because that means if I create a preset either for metadata or a development preset, it'll stay with this catalog and it'll be on that hard drive. So that's a good thing. That is checked, so I'm in good shape. All right, so now I'm going to go import. And what this will do is this will find it untitled. Here are my pictures. This is saying that the default is default folder couldn't be found. Okay, so I've got my untitled. This is where I'm coming from. I've got 37 photos here. I won't have to import all of them. If there's some I don't want, like looking at, if there's some I don't want, I can always uncheck them. I have a few options up here. You notice copy comes up first. So what that means is it'll copy these files into a different place, my external hard drive. I also have copy as DNG. This is what I tend to do, and it's just because I've done it really from the beginning. Copy as DNG is it takes the raw file. For my camera, it's these RAF files. For the Canons, it's .cr2 files, and for Nikons, it's .nef files. And it then converts it into a .dng. DNG is an open sourced raw file. I feel that it just works a little bit better for my work. You don't have to use it. It does take a little longer. That decision's up to you. Okay, so I've got my pictures. They're going to be copied as a DNG. Now over here, the main point is where they're going to go. So this destination becomes very important. And right now it's saying it's going to go on a Macintosh hard drive, and that's not where I want them to go. I want them to go onto my external hard drive. Just close that. And I want to put them in the photo 2 folder, so everything's in the same folder. And you notice that it made a 2020 catalog. I'm sorry, a 2020 folder, and then they're in here by date. Now, I can also do some things to the file when I'm importing it. Like I could add some keywords, and I'm going to do that. So we're all made in Appleton, which is in Wisconsin. It was during fall 2020, and I'll say photo 2. I would say that where you took the town where you took it, the state where you took them, fall 2020 and photo 2 are some of the basic keywords you need to put on all your photos. I could have a develop setting, which means I could have Lightroom change the files as it imported them. I can also add metadata here. And metadata keywords are part of metadata, but metadata is essentially information about information. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that these are copyrighted in 2020. Now, I mean, legally, I would have to send them to the Copyright Office, but I'm just going to copyright 2020. I'm going to put my name here in the creator, my creator city, which is where I live, creator country. I could put my phone number on here. My email. And I could put my website. If I have this checked, it'll add the date created. I could put, if I know I'm going to make all my pictures in Appleton, I could add all that stuff there. That becomes like a case by case sort of thing. If you're in a number of different areas, I wouldn't necessarily really worry about these right now. I would worry more about the date. And then down here, you could add keywords that you always wanted to be put on. So you could take these and put those there, right? But again, it's the sort of thing where if I add keywords here, they'll show up every time. I find that adding keywords over here is a little easier because that way it lets me be a little more flexible. All right, so I'm going to leave that there, and I'll make a screenshot of this so you can see essentially what I want you to put for that. So I'm going to click done, and I'm going to save that as a new preset, and I'm going to call this photo 2. Create. Okay, so I'm going to apply photo 2 metadata, and I'm going to apply keywords. I'm not going to import suspected duplicates. If I had a second hard drive, I could copy them to a second place there. Having your files in 2 places is always better than having them in 1 place. Okay, so I'm going to add the metadata, and I'm going to add the keywords, and they're going to the right place, and now I can say import. Now, because these are being converted to DNG, it's going to copy them over, and it'll convert it to DNG. If I had a lot of photos, that could take longer. But as you can see now, the photos are starting to pop in. and you can see that there is metadata, or I'm sorry, you can see the keywords there. Now, why are we using keywords? Keywords are important because keywords are a way that we can help find things. You think, oh, well, I've only got a couple hundred photos, it's not that big a deal. And you're right, things are a lot easier to find at a couple hundred photos than they are, say, at 10,000 photos. So Lightroom, because it's a database, you can use keywords to help find things. So you can use keywords. Keywords can both be specific and general. So they can be general in the sense of these were all taken in Appleton. Now, if I was, say, doing something on particular streets, right? If I had one on Wisconsin Street, I would label the specific ones made on Wisconsin Street rather than, say, Appleton Street, if that kind of makes sense. If I had a person in here, I could put the person. I could put like man or woman. I could put age range. I could put whether the picture is vertical. I could put whether the picture is indoors. I could put whether the picture is outdoors. There's a lot. I mean, I could make a lot of keywords to find things. I think that it's good to just sort of start with at least saying these are all made in fall 2020. These are all made in photo 2. These were all made in this state and in this town, right? So if you go visit somebody in Michigan, and you take pictures in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and Detroit, you're going to want to make sure that all the Detroit pictures just say Detroit, all the Ann Arbor pictures just say Ann Arbor, and all the Ypsilanti pictures say Ypsilanti. And then on top of that, you're going to want to make sure that you're spelling Ypsilanti correctly. Same with if you took pictures in Oshkosh, Menasha, and Green Bay, right? I hope that makes sense. So this give you an idea here. So I had 37 photos. You can see about how long this is taking. It's not the quickest thing. That's why it's important to make sure that it goes pretty quick. I've got the hard drive that I'm using is an external hard drive that's a solid state. It goes pretty quick. 37 photos converted to DNG. Great. All right. So that pretty much sums up creating a Lightroom catalog. It sums up importing photos into your Lightroom catalog, making a metadata preset, adding keywords. That's that. Now, if I didn't do anything, I should add here that I can just quit, right? On the Mac, it's Command Q, and I can just go quit. I don't need to save anything. I don't need to do anything there. I can just stop that, quit, and then everything's fine. And then if I need to go back to it, if I need to go back to it, here's the thing that you need to do to go back to it, right? Let me share my screen again here. And here's what you do. You put your hard drive in, and you can open up the folder, and all you have to do is call this, open up photo2.lrcat, and it'll get your pictures there.